Hey there, I'm North Carolina attorney Bill Powers, and if you need to go to court in Cleveland County, North Carolina, finding a courthouse in Shelby can be a bit of a task. It's not necessarily where you might expect to find a courthouse, and, well, in my humble opinion, a courthouse is a place of great importance in daily civic life in North Carolina. I've traveled extensively throughout the state, handling different types of legal matters, and am regularly called upon to provide information about how to find various courthouses, where to park, and whether there are any local rules or protocols you should know before walking into the front door. So whether you're a juror or a client or someone who needs to file a lawsuit or some other type of legal filing in Cleveland County, knowing that kind of information can really help. As a friendly reminder, it's a really good idea not to be late to court. That's true whether you're a lawyer or a client or a litigant or even law enforcement. Finding parking can take time. And is the case with many, if not most, courthouse facilities now in North Carolina, there is a security checkpoint that can take a while to clear if there's a line. Put simply, allow yourself a fair amount of time for driving, finding the courthouse, and parking and clearing security. The driving part is particularly important in Shelby. Traffic can and often does back up, causing substantial delays. I think it's a really good idea to know where you're going before getting in the car and trying to find your destination. In fact, I found some clients experience a fair amount of anxiety when they're not familiar with the surroundings and are worried about that type of thing. So don't wait. Don't wait until the morning of court to start doing your research and planning. If you have the need to go to court in Cleveland County, State Court, in Shelby, North Carolina, I hope you find this information very helpful to you. And as always, we'd really appreciate it if you'd like, thumbs up, and subscribe to this channel on YouTube. The Cleveland County Courthouse is located at 100 Justice Place in Shelby, North Carolina. If you're Googling it, it's formerly known as the Cleveland County Courthouse Law Enforcement Center. That's a bit unique. I can't think of another courthouse in North Carolina that is referred to both as the Law Enforcement Center and a courthouse. I've heard of a Justice Center or Halls of Justice or just the county name with the word courthouse behind it, but nothing like this in the past. There certainly are a lot of police cars parked out back of the courthouse, and the Sheriff's Office of Cleveland County shares some space in the facility. The courthouse is within the 27B Bravo Judicial District for both District Court and Superior Court. 27B is one of the 44 district courts in North Carolina. It serves both Cleveland and neighboring Lincoln County, and it's within Prosecutorial District 39. Now, don't get confused with the historic courthouse in Shelby. That is in fact in Center City, Shelby, and is now known as the Earl Scruggs Center, located at 103 South Lafayette Street in downtown Shelby. By the way, the old courthouse, in my humble opinion, is what a courthouse in North Carolina should look like. If you have some time, take 5 minutes and check out the old courthouse facility and the surrounding stores, shops, and coffee houses. Downtown Shelby is amazing. It's gorgeous, and unfortunately, something most people may never see when they're speeding through Shelby on the way to either the mountains or Charlotte. When I think of a courthouse, or what a courthouse should represent, what was erected in downtown Shelby in 1907 for $75,000 sets the standard for classic revival style. And unlike the courthouse facility presently used in Cleveland County, the surroundings are lovely. For the current courthouse, the main telephone number, as listed on the North Carolina Judicial Branch website, is 704-476-7800. When you call, you'll get a message from the clerk of court. The reported hours of operation of the courthouse are 8:30 a.m. until 5 o'clock p.m., Monday through Friday. The courthouse is closed on weekends. You can also get more information about the courthouse and the court system in Cleveland County by visiting nccourts.gov. Don't worry, if you type in nccourts.org, you'll be redirected to the .gov site. How you get to the courthouse may depend on whether you're using Waze or Apple Maps or some other type of direction app. Waze can be a bit glitchy, taking you on some pretty interesting routes, maybe a parallel roadway on I-74. And as stated, traffic can be a bear in Shelby, especially if you're coming from the I-85 side of town. A lot of people are coming in from either the Charlotte area on I-85 South or down the mountains from the Asheville area or Hendersonville on Highway 74. If you're coming on I-85 South or North, you'll get on I-74 West. That's somewhere close to Kings Mountain if you're looking. Once on Highway 74 West, you're gonna hit a lot of lights and encounter a fair amount of traffic. I personally think it's easier to turn on to one of the intersecting streets like Lafayette Street off of Highway 74 and take that directly to the courthouse facility, turning right on Warren Street. To make my point about the disappointing aesthetic of the courthouse, look for a green gas station sign at the corner of Warren and Lafayette. Now, there's no gas station. There's no price of gas on that sign. But that sign is pretty high up, it's bright green, it's in the middle of a parking lot, and that's where you turn to go to the courthouse. The next question a lot of people have for me is, where do I park? The good news is parking around the Cleveland County Courthouse, both roadside and on the top or upper level of the deck immediately adjacent to courthouse, is free. Watch out for the no parking sign from here to the curb. There are a few of them in the area. While law enforcement may occasionally be seen parking in that area or those spaces, not really spaces, but in that spot from the sign to the curb, I wouldn't recommend it to you, especially for civilians. There seems to be a tow truck company that circles the area looking for cars, so take that as a friendly warning. The only ADA accessible spots that I see that are marked with the blue signs, and I think there are 4 of them, are on the upper or top deck of the parking deck attached to the courthouse. The lower level is a secure area, it's fenced off, and it appears to be for law enforcement only. As to the courthouse facility itself, it's not my favorite. There are no windows in the courtroom, but there is plenty of uncomfortable seating, bad acoustics, and an overall poor design for trial work by attorneys. While it's called a modern style, it's truly forgettable 1972 architecture. The facility was remodeled in 1992, which came as a surprise to me given what it looks and feels like inside. Perhaps the most notable aspect of the building is a large copper dome and red tile roofing on the courthouse. That's hard to miss. As an important note, and I say this in all my videos, but it bears mentioning again, do not attempt to bring a weapon into the courthouse facility. There are big signs outside and within the entrance areas of the courthouse that describe the banned items, including knives, guns, pepper spray, and sharp objects. The courthouse facility does have a security checkpoint with metal detectors and an x-ray machine. It's a narrow single point of entry, which can take some time to clear, especially on busy mornings and afternoons in court. If you have a CCW permit, you are not authorized to enter the facility with your weapon. No weapons are allowed except as may be specifically authorized, which would ordinarily be law enforcement, Department of Adult Corrections, probation, and even prosecutors. Similarly, don't bring illegal substances like drugs or drug paraphernalia to the courthouse. Once you enter the facility, they don't need a warrant to search you. Probably one of the more important things to know is that you may not bring your phone into the courthouse. Again, cell phones are not allowed for the general public. Legal counsel with proper bar ID and law enforcement appear to be the exceptions to that rule. If you try to bring your cell phone into the courthouse, they're likely going to send you back to your car, and that's going to put you at the back of the line, causing even more delays. Well, given my quasi-dreary review of the facility itself, and it is admittedly a pretty depressing visual when you're there, I will add that the staff at the facility have always been extremely professional and polite. That includes the security staff at the checkpoint, deputies, law enforcement, clerks of court, and the other courthouse professionals in Cleveland County. Everyone is very friendly and very polite. I hope you find this information has been helpful, and if you have corrections, if I'm wrong about something, or if you have suggestions for additional content, please let me know. You may reach me at bill@342help.com. Our telephone number is 704-342-HELP. If you dial that out, it's 704-342-4357. Thanks again for watching, and please hit that thumbs up and like this YouTube page and subscribe.